This clip is brought to you by Merrick Health, the premium telehealth network from Derek More Plates, More Dates. Get your blood work and hormone optimization done under the same roof. Enjoy this clip.
The reason why I brought up your age was because we have a lot more time to reach some of our goals and to do the things that make us happy than we think. I mean, life can be short. Like, unfortunately, there's things that happen, and we don't know how long we're all designed to be here for. But you got time, and Nsima does a great job of pointing out a lot of times with something like bodybuilding, you know, I've heard him say like, oh, that guy needs like another 2-3 years. And imagine being somebody young hearing that, like, I need a fucking 2 or 3 years. Why'd that guy tell me that? Like, it would be frustrating, you know, but sometimes for somebody who's overtrained, and I'm speaking about myself as well, when this marathon is over, I'm going to need to recognize I have just however long I want to run for. That's how much time I have to improve on it.
Yeah.
It's going to be, it's a journey, right? And powerlifting took me a long time. I did it for 30 years. These things, they just take a long time. And for you, with the different traumas that you had, and then also the result of your hormones being altered, your cortisol being high and things like that, it might take 6 months, or it might take like 4 or 5 years, which kind of sucks, but it doesn't completely like imprison you. You still might be able to do a lot of fun things. You still might be able to do jujitsu. You still might be able to. Would you be okay with that? Like, if you get into this prep and you kind of start, you know, Merrick and some of the, and your coach that you're working with, they kind of see and they're like, hey, you know, and you talk to your husband and he's like, I don't think you should. I think you should. Would you be okay with taking your time and not sacrificing your health?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that I really learned coming out of powerlifting. Is that if you're trying to rush the process, I think it really cheapens the result. Especially because the best people that we know in the sports we do are the ones that have done it for a really long time. That's not an accident. Like, it's just how long it took. So I think that it is important that it takes time, and it's actually like a really good reminder and a very positive affirmation in my head that how lucky am I and these people around me that we can do something for so long, like that our bodies can withstand this kind of training if we feed it right and nurture it, that we could do something so long and we could get better over a period of time. It would really suck to be like, hey, you've got a year in powerlifting, you have to do the best you can ever in this time period. Like, that's a shame to like not be able to enjoy that sport for so long. That's the kind of way that I've looked at it. But I've also agreed, you know, with the people around me that now seeing how easy it is for my health to deteriorate in a very specific way, I don't want to sacrifice that. Like, you know, Luke and I plan to have kids one day. I want to be able to do that. I know that there's so much more that I can accomplish within my career that's not so specific to being shredded and being the most jacked on stage to that standard. So I'm totally okay if it's not even in the cards to do, you know, maybe this kind of best success story that I'm looking at in bodybuilding.
That's awesome.
You know, one thing that I don't know, because there's a lot of new people that have probably followed you within the past few years, and they see what you're doing on wellness, and they maybe have a back end understanding of the high level you were at in powerlifting, but it's like you were at a super high level in powerlifting. You've built up all that volume, and then you transition into a sport where you can now use all those things that you've built up to help you gain muscle relatively quickly. It's like, even though you've had this success in wellness so far, and it has been pretty quick, it's based off of a back end log of a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah. I always had big legs as a kid. I was never like a scrawny kid. Otherwise, when I was sick, but I've always carried the weight in my legs. And I think people will, like you're saying, look at me and be like, well, she's done it in like 2 years. And that's totally not true at all. Like, while I've had big legs, I've had like 7 years of doing powerlifting, and squats are my favorite. So I've squatted a lot in my life. So yeah, even though I'm really new in bodybuilding, having that tissue is not new.
Power Project family, we appreciate you checking out this clip. Check out another one. Just go check out another one. Or comment down below and let us know what you liked about this one. But we love you guys, and we're going to keep bringing you the heat. So comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, okay? Peace.